Now it feels good because I definitely feel like whether people know it or not, I paid ways for certain independence for artists, because like I said, I was doing it in 95 and I'm paying the same amount of money for studio time that major recording, back then you had your home studio where you did demos, but you wouldn't, I mean, like now I can do a whole project at my crib. It wasn't like that then. I had an 8-track. I still needed to take it to a major recording studio and do, so I'm paying money. I was writing and doing a lot of features and stuff at the time to afford me to be able to go in the studio and produce my own stuff and everything. And I had to like accept, okay, this is your path. So don't look for fame. Like you're going against the grain. So I accepted that like a long time. I accepted that at 23, 24.
Okay. I guess just before I mean, because you're talking about leaving Uptown, but we have to still try and understand.
Get to Uptown, right?
Yeah, yeah, get into Uptown. But if we just flash back slightly, when you decided to become an artist, who were you? Who were the artists that were out? Because that were around that time that you thought, okay, you know what, this is who I.
Really, aside from Whitney Houston, it was like a bunch of ladies that were old enough to be my mother that was inspirations to me in that era. You had Shaka, you had Patty, you had, you know what I mean? They were all older women except for Whitney, So I think Whitney was really the like prototype for me. Like I was like, oh, Whitney Houston, because she could sing and all of the things that you spoke about earlier, coming from church and it's funny that the other gentleman even mentioned Stephanie because her brother went to school with me and my brother. We come from the same area. Community in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. So I believe she went to my same public school, elementary school. And I did see The Wiz at about 6 or 7 years old. My mom had a job that afforded her the opportunity to get tickets to a lot of plays. And so I saw uh, The Wiz, I saw Timbuktu, I saw The Raisin, all of these plays when I was little. I didn't know I was going to go into theater. So it's all like relative. Yeah. So I've always had like an admiration for Stephanie. That was enough. Like in the mid to the late 80s, who was out? Melba Moore, like a lot of older women, aside from like, I guess like Lisa. But that wasn't like my style, more of a soul singer. So that was more hip hop. I really before hip hop, I'm a singer. I'm R&B soul first.
But you know,
Just hip hop to me is more the culture, and then the fact that I'm first generation. It's like hip hop is my cousin. We grew up together, so I'm definitely gonna have that. But soul and R&B first, yeah, and the only one when I was like as someone to look up to was Whitney, probably.
but then you know,
What's her name? I used to like the girl from Atlantic Star. I used to like
Barbara Wilson.
Sharon Bryant.
Okay, sure.
taking
Sharon
too much
Bryant.
time to make up your
Yeah,
mind.
Sharon
Yeah, like
Bryant.
people like oh, now you got me thinking. Oh God, I used to want to be her so bad. Uh, Shirley Murdoch. That's when I graduated high school when Shirley Murdoch came out. I was like, oh wow, I love Shirley. The reason why I produce music is in part to 3 women: Twinkie Clark, Angela Winbush, and Patrice Rushen. So, yeah. So those were the ones that were my influences, basically, in a nutshell, at that era of
But
my life.
then when you think about the mid to late 80s, the music started to become a lot more almost merging with hip hop. So you started to have New Jack Swing. We started having Karen White. So,
Mm-hmm.
that type of,
Mm-hmm.
Pebbles.
Yeah, Karen. Yeah, she definitely was. That's the
Yes, but I'm
what's the other
wondering,
one? She went on
we
to
had
do a
Jody
lot of stuff
Watley.
with Tyler. Yeah, Jody. What's the one that went to do a lot of stuff with Tyler Perry? Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Those were the ones that were out in the late 80s.
Yeah,
Melissa Morgan.
So around this time, what were you? Where were you when that type of the music? So because you go from an era where the Stephanie Mills and the Shirley Murdoch, they're singing soulful type of songs, but we're getting more of the up-tempo, New Jack type of stuff with another.
You mean like maybe in the like early 90s, you mean?
No, this was probably 89. So if you think about when Karen White came out, so that's all the Secret Rendezvous, Pebbles.
I mean, yeah, I definitely like Karen as an artist. That was not the direction I felt like I wanted to go as an artist. To me, like I said, Whitney was more like, that was who I kind of liked. But then I liked people like, I loved Patty Austin and more mature, I'm definitely jazz influenced too. So
okay.
I was all over the place musically,
But then, how did you then look? Because when you came back from Los Angeles after working, you didn't fit in a way, you didn't enjoy the environment. How did you go around looking for your first break in New York when you got back?
It wasn't even like looking for a break. It was like, working. I've always had, I guess, the reputation to be known as a singer. So I never had a problem getting work or getting in certain doors or whatever, because I've been singing all my life. So it wasn't really like looking for work. I guess work looked for me, kind of. I don't know. I know for an example, like I said, I worked with Guy for a minute. I was singing background with them for a summer. And then after that, my cousins Andre and Brian were here in New York working with Ernesto Velasquez, who was like one of the first Latino artists. Like they were onto something if they would have really stuck with Nesto before the whole Latino big craze came out. So they were working with him and they called me and they were like, I want you to do some writing and some, stuff they knew me to do, background vocals and more vocal production at the time. So I started working with them with Nesto. We were at the studio, I want to say the name of it was Giant. And of course, there's different rooms. So we were meeting all type of people, like Three Boys from Newark, which was Kayama and Ike Lee and Kayama Griffin and Vincent. They were like working in the other room, and you just how it is, different people coming through or whatever. So I guess whatever I was doing with Nesto, Tara Jeter, who used to be in the Girls, who was, I think, Albie Shure's group. She was now A&R. She was an A&R rep at Uptown. And so she was, I don't know if she was Ernesto's A&R, but she definitely was an A&R rep there. And she would be at the sessions and she, liked my voice and my style and everything. And I think she's the one who told Andre about me, or maybe her and my cousins collectively, like, yeah, my cousin, blah, blah, blah. So when I met Andre, he already was familiar with my voice because of the stuff that I had done with Ness. And then I started working with Horace, who was a new artist at the time. So everybody was kind of new and working together. So I guess if that answers your question, I kind of.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us,
on which I didn't miss you with
What was it like growing up?
she's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, okay.
They don't understand what Jonas Boys really are.
Play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.